Told you about Trump designating Antifa as a terrorist group, and as I started to go down the rabbit hole on who really makes up Antifa, despite what the internet says, that Antifa isn't, they're trying to make it not a formal organization. It actually is. And here, this is from the ADL. I mean, we know the left loves to cite their very one-sided data on right-wing political violence, so that's the rule. We have to accept them as a credible source, right, Libs? That's how it works. So ADL says, quote, Antifa adherents focus on countering right-wing extremists both online and on the ground, citing them as an actual group. They're acknowledging they exist. But who? Who makes up Antifa? And even more important, it's actually a series of subgroups that we found some were pretty disturbing, like the Socialist Rifle Association. It flies the Antifa flag. Now, with their About page stating, we are an organization dedicated to educating on and advocating for all aspects of self and community defense.
The Trump presidency and seeing how, like, Trump emboldened literal Nazis, literal fascists.
Okay. They actually have 10,000 members, according to their claims. 10,000 of those people you just saw. To think Trump is like somehow inspiring Nazi fascists all over the country. I mean, like, who could possibly have guessed where they got that idea from?
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
Fascism.
Fascist.
Racist nationalism.
Fascist dictatorship.
Rise of fascism.
Fascist dictator.
Fascism.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
I mean, I couldn't imagine where they got that notion, right? What's even crazier is that Biden spent his entire presidency warning us that militias are bad and have no place in America. Democrats even proposed a bill to ban militias, which totally tracks since they haven't read the second sentence of the Second Amendment, the part about arms. They darn sure haven't read the first part about militias. Literally the first sentence, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms. All three of those things shall not be infringed. But I digress. Now, while Biden was cracking down on anyone on the right, I mean, like anybody who even dared to really buy a firearm, we know we were all put on watch lists because of this. These people, these leftist lunatics, were literally building a 10,000 person militia and thanking Biden, ending their logo on the front screen of this right here, the Socialist Rifle Association. They were literally arming inspired by this.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And the basis for this socialist militia, they literally say it.
Our government thrives on inequality, and it is a white patriarchal system. It is racist, but for the first time in decades, we had a president who was not afraid to speak out against some of our biggest social justice movements that were happening in America at the time.
That's like the first interaction he's had with anybody where he hasn't asked after they want fries with that. This is the membership base, though. These are the people. They live in this like false reality. And I don't know if they have some mental problems or actually have convinced themselves that these things are real. But I mean, look at this.
We were living in Elkton when I first took him shooting, and I was noticing a lot of Nazis. I was up there doing home energy audits, you know, so I was in a lot of people's houses, and I was in a lot of neighborhoods, and I was in a lot of bad neighborhoods, and there were a lot of Confederate flags and a lot of swastikas.
I'm gonna take things that didn't happen for 500. I mean, keep watching that salad. She's from Elkton, Maryland, which is just so happens to be north of the Mason-Dixon line. Ain't a lot of Confederate flags up there, but this is like suburban America. This is right off I-95. So when she tells me that she went into houses and saw like Confederate flags and swastikas, I call BS. Look, as you can imagine, I get to meet some very right-wing people being in this role here, okay? Like I hunt all over the South, and I have never seen a swastika flag in anyone's home ever. I would also kind of like to remind her, in relation to her fake La La Land story, that as recently as 2020, states like Mississippi flew the Confederate flag as part of an official state flag ensemble. South Carolina was up until 2015, Georgia until 2001, just for the culturally illiterate woman who's washing a salad that she's going to pretend to eat. But if that offends her, I'd also like to state for the record that the same group, her same group didn't say a word about illegal immigrants here, sometimes flying even the ISIS flag. You find swastikas so offensive? They're flying an ISIS flag during protest in like Dearborn, Michigan, or the Palestinian flag. Those are actually representative of a couple groups and places that want to kill all Americans. I mean, you see how stupid this movement is? But in that, we still can't discount it. In fact, and this is what Trump was talking about.
Regarding designating them a terrorist organization, when they don't have defined leadership or membership, how do you target them? Antifa.
We're going to find out.
Yeah. Membership in this group is actually linked to 4 high-profile incidents of political violence just recently, all of which claimed some adherence to the Antifa movement. 10 of them were charged in storming an ICE facility in Texas, resulting in them shooting a law enforcement officer. People charged in relation to firebombing Tesla dealerships on Inauguration Day and around that, also directly linked to this group. Some of their members are even linked to foreign terror groups and international militias. Not the ones from Ilhan Omar's district. Those are just regular terrorists. But this group is bad news. Now, look, I know most people are, in this group are like soft-bodied leftists. They can't fight. They live in their mom's basement, whatever. Okay, but think about everywhere these Antifa affiliates popped up. Chaz Chop took over, 8 city blocks in Seattle. Kenosha, Wisconsin, where Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 people in self-defense. The Oregon courthouse that was lit on fire. I mean, these folks are a real problem. They're a menace. I'd challenge their membership versus NRA membership as to who contributes more to society. But I'd also like to point out that this dude is wearing a Soviet Union hat, which is communist, which is essentially the same as fascism, but they're Antifa. Beyond that, and again, this is how ridiculous this whole movement is and how dumb these people actually are. Their supporters, the same guy who said Antifa is not a real thing, the Krasensteins, also think that cracking down on Antifa is what Hitler did. And I'm like, I saw this tweet and I was like, does anybody want to tell him, what else did Hitler do? Oh, right. Took away guns, replaced religion with government, and bribed low-income people with government handouts. That's not exactly a Republican message. That's kind of your party's message. And the overwhelming irony here is that the Socialist Rifle Association they're literally claiming to be fighting Nazis that are mythically inspired by somehow Donald Trump's fake hate. I wonder if they know what the direct translation of Nazi is. Oh, right. National Socialist German Workers' Party. They clearly can't read, but you tell me. You think Trump should be classifying them as a terror group? I think I just made a pretty decent case for it.